Good morning, it's James. I do hope and pray this message finds you and your loved ones peaceful, thriving, and well. So this morning, I want to invite you and I, all of us in this community, to consider what it is to be alive right now, and to consider what it means to be not afraid to ask the deeper questions when we're in the dark spaces in life. I feel more and more that part of the spiritual work at hand is giving ourselves permission not to abandon ourselves when we find ourselves dwelling in dark places, dark thoughts, dark experiences of ourselves and others. And the beauty of these times when things are really, really hard is that when we don't abandon ourselves, I believe there's such a healing opportunity that helps to galvanize our faith, helps us to build a strength of character, integrity, that is deeply spiritual. I love for myself in this practice, and I just want you to know way up front that during my 59 years here on the planet, oh my gosh, I have had windows that have turned into months, moments into months, where I have had just dark days after days after days. And when I was a younger person in my teens, early 20s, oh my gosh, I used to use everything under the sun, from drugs to alcohol to denial to all kinds of just unhealthy distraction and denial, to not have to be with myself, to not have to witness what it was like to have to choose to love myself in spite of what I was feeling when my worthiness and my sense of self was so diminished. I think right now we're in the midst of great spiritual growth and great deep spiritual truth finding, asking us whether or not we have the faith in ourselves, the faith in God, the faith in one another to stand for our truth, to deepen our practice of self-acceptance and self-compassion and self-forgiveness at a time when it is not just necessary, it is absolutely essential, I think, to find our truth again and help us to rise through this. Not necessarily leaving it, not necessarily denying it, but rise into a place where we're accepting of it. And in that acceptance, we heal more of the parts of ourselves that question whether or not we are worthy to stand for our truth and courageously live up to loving in spite of the conditions around us. Being in that place where we're not just asking ourselves to be unconditionally loving, but more in these times, to be love in all conditions. I know that you hear what I'm saying, and I know that we together are wondering, how do I love in these conditions? Well, it simply begins by not abandoning where you are today and where most of us are feeling more and more these days, questioning so much of what we see, wondering if we are alone, and wondering whether or not the dark stuff is becoming the stuff, or is it asking us to stand for what it is that we believe is our truth in this dark stuff. It takes a lot to blow out a flame that is built on integrity, that is built on character. And I've seen more and more my own flame flicker throughout my lifetime. In times when I wasn't willing to stand in the wind. It was when I want to cower and not believe in myself or believe in humanity, believe in God in the way that I love to believe in God. This is a time where we're being asked to not just stand in the wind, but lean right into it. I believe when we lean into the wind, we sort of open up ourselves broader and bigger and bigger. And in that wind, we have this space that the wind, which is the universe, which is God, which is the light, which is love, can fully fill us and then lift us. Lift us. So we can see ourselves and all our humanity, and then, most importantly, see all of humanity in its common humanity. Let's open up. Let's not be afraid. Let's stand. Let's stand for our truth. Let's stand for the light. Let's stand for what it is that makes us feel fully alive. It's not supposed to be an easy path in spirituality. And I don't believe we're supposed to feel like we're going to arrive someday where it gets easy. I think in turn, what we do is we continually show up moment by moment, arriving for that moment, aware, open, and absolutely asking to be here again for the next experience when we can witness ourselves living up to what we know is the truth of who we are. Love. Simply be in love, moment by moment by moment. I do hope and pray this message finds you in a place that you can stand for your truth, and you can stand for your love, and you can stand for your heart's knowing, courageously, compassionately, beautifully, who you are. Much love, every blessing. Have a beautiful day. Bye for now.